Alrighty, folks. How's everyone doing out there? For me, so-and-so. Alright, let's adjust the camera a little bit. And as you may know, this is my first YouTube live stream since I switched to the iPhone 16 from the iPhone 13. And I want to tell you all something. I know the fact that I've been wanting to live my dreams, but, well, it's one thing, one weakness that I'm currently dealing with that might subside my dreams and I don't want them to get shattered in a heartbeat. And also, please don't forget to subscribe, folks, because I'm 20 subscribers away from reaching 500. And I want to be able to talk about, for a young man with autism, well, 35, that's still a young age, but for a young man with autism, I want to tell you all something that almost my entire life, since I was diagnosed with autism at age 2.5, just months before my 3rd birthday, back in 1992, back when when I was really little, and we were living in the condos right by Action Park. Well, now it's called Mountain Creek. So those who live in Vernon, New Jersey know what Action Park is. It's now Mountain Creek because there's a lot of backlash. So then they had to change it to Mountain Creek. So since I was diagnosed with autism, I've been dealing with, aside from having behavioral issues, because, there were times when I have strange behaviors. And there's this one issue that I'm currently dealing with right now. Ooh, look, I got some viewers. Nice. That's wonderful. Oh, and also, like I said, there's an issue that I've been dealing with. An enemy that I'm currently dealing with. Hi there. And that issue that I'm dealing with is stimming. STIMMING. So, in case anyone doesn't know what stimming is, stimming is what people with autism normally do when they get stressed out, excited, and it helps, either relieve their anxiety or worsen their anxiety. So, yes, I am. So, I was diagnosed back in 92. And yes, I am autistic. I was diagnosed back in 1992, just months before my 3rd birthday. Well, I'm 35 now, I got a lot of comments right now. And I want to tell you all something, that stimming is an issue that I've been dealing with almost my entire life. It's an enemy inside of me. It's my inside enemy. And there are times when I stim. Hi, Elizabeth. So like I said, there are times when I stim, and it makes me worry that I would stim in public as well, and I would end up embarrassing myself if I worry about stimming. I mean, especially stimming at public stimming, because there are times when I admit my behavior can be a little weird at times, but I'm going to look at I went from 18 viewers to 5, sadly. So hopefully I'll get more viewers sooner rather than you think. So there you have it. So there are times when I stim, when I get either excited about something, or whenever I get stressed out, or when something upsets me. There are times when I stim really badly. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm trying. My man, let's see here. You'll be famous one. Thank you. That really made my day. And you know something? I just worry about how I stim a lot. So, and I want to be able to try to find ways because I know I'm autistic, and I know I act like almost act like a normal human being, even though I don't look autistic at all. I'm very verbal, I'm smart, and I'm very productive. So it is what it is. So making noises, and yeah, like making noises, well, weird noises. So it is what it is. And sometimes, yeah, it happens when I get stressed out, or when I get too overexcited, or when something upsets me. Those were my main stems. So, are you a toe walker? Um, yes, I actually walk on my own 2 feet. Yeah, I walk on my own, and and I have been walking on my own all my well since I was a toddler. So, yeah, I've been walking on my own since. Wow, look at this! It went. Oh, I got 3 viewers back, and yeah, well, and also, yeah, well, I walk on my 2 feet, but the main main conversation about what I'm talking about in this live stream is how I'm dealing with my stimming right now, and how I can permanently resolve the stimming. Oh, and also, please don't forget to subscribe, folks. Let's see here. I believe I do. All right. Hi. So, and also don't forget to subscribe. So it's a common thing. And you know something? And it's also a weakness that I'm dealing with. So it's been problematic for me almost my entire life. And I know I want to be able to find ways to not get stressed out, not because hi Dre's. Of course not. Yeah, of course not. You're not rude at all. At least you're also helping me through. So because I have a good support system of good friends and everything. So Dre's keeps saying hello to me, so, and I already said hello to him. Well, Dre's with the Z in the end, so, yeah, the last letter of the alphabet is Z, like Z as in zebra, so, it is what it is. So, and and I'm trying to find ways where I can reduce my stimming episodes, especially when I'm out in public, so, yeah, especially, they didn't probably hear you the first time. Yeah, well, and I know I'm trying my best to find ways to not stim in public, because it can, hi, you're doing yes, admitting that I'm ready for a change in heart. So, yeah, because just like the Grinch, when Jesus Christ, 20 dead in Alaska. What's going on in Alaska? So, like I said, when I talk about how the Grinch's heart grew in the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, in the beginning, the Grinch's heart was 2 sizes, and because he hated Christmas and he hated the Who's, and he wanted to find ways to keep Christmas from coming, and by doing so, he wanted to steal Christmas from the Who's of Whoville, and to dump their, Jesus Christ, I will not tolerate this. I will not tolerate someone calling me fat, because if someone calls me fat, I will report them for abusive behavior. Okay? This is actually, I'm not really talking about Christmas. I'm talking about the Grinch. Because, you know, in the beginning, his heart was too small. Yes, it is. So, like I said, the Grinch's heart was too small. He hated Christmas. He wanted to stop Christmas from coming. And by doing so, he just masqueraded himself as Santa Claus by wearing, yes, fuck the haters. And I'm sorry about my French. So, he wanted to stop Christmas from coming. He masqueraded himself as Santa Claus, and he masqueraded his dog, Max, into a reindeer, and then he's tried to steal Christmas from the Who's. But when he realized that he tried to stop Christmas from coming, it actually came. And then the Grinch realized that Christmas didn't really come from a store, and it meant a lot more. And then he realized, Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. And then he realized that Christmas didn't come from a store and meant a lot more. And then he sees the sleigh with the gifts and all the decorations and food for the feast that the Grinch stole from the Who's. And then the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes, and then he lifted up the sleigh with his bags, and then he delivered them back to Whoville, and then he brought the toys, the decorations, and the food from the feast, and also the Grinch carved the roast beast in the end of the Grinch. So, even though it's only June and Christmas is 6 months away, I was just talking about how I'm not doing too bad. And I'm just talking about how I can have a change of heart with my stimming behavior. Because, you know, there are times when I stim really badly, and I have fears of where I stim about stimming. So, and, you know, stimming is very common for people with autism in children, teenagers, and adults. So, yeah, well, for no matter if it's either children, teenagers, or adults. Oh, I got another like in my video. Nice. So, and I want to be able to realize, oh, Jesus Christ. I got another abusive comment, and I'm not going to tolerate this, period. Okay, like I said, stimming is something that I've been dealing with almost my entire life, and really? Thanks. Ooh, I got another, 10 likes. Wow, the likes sure keep on coming. Yeah, that's really. So, like I said, I want to be able to find ways so I won't stim in public or stim really badly. Because I don't want, because, you know, there are sometimes people will not understand my autism and understand my disability, especially when I'm in places where they have people that I don't know and everything, like complete strangers, and people will end up laughing at me. Well, complete strangers, people that I don't know. Thank you. And to you too. So, because like I said, there's going to be, if I go to places where I don't live in, like faraway places or towns that I don't live in, there's going to be complete strangers, and if they see me stimming in public, they'll end up laughing at me. Thank you. Thank you so much. That really makes my day. Yeah, really? So, I got 8 people viewing. Nice. Yeah, keep up the thank you so much, because I want to be able to get to 500 subscribers. I'm almost there. Keep it up, folks. You're all doing great. So, and I want to tell you that I don't want people to think there's something wrong with me. I do have autism, but that's just an airplane. But I just have problems every day. Hear that? That's an airplane. It almost sounds like there's a UFO coming, you know, like a UFO. Yeah, it almost sounded like there's a UFO coming. But thanks. And look, my video has my live stream has 11 likes. So, Yeah, it almost sounded like a UFO. But like I said, this is something that I want to be able to get resolved. Really? 12 likes? And also, like I said, folks, um, hopefully, oh, sorry, I accidentally cracked my knuckle because I got to be careful because I don't want to end up getting arthritis. Nice. Because I don't want to end up getting arthritis. So, and arthritis can be very painful at times. So, wow. Okay, so like I said, stimming is something that I need to get under control before it's too late. And Just for Fun says hi. So I want to be able to get this stimming issue resolved once and for all. So, and want to be able to see what I can do. So, alrighty. So, and I want to continue to talk about. So, did you know I was diagnosed in autism in July of 1992? Back when I was only 2 years old. Back when I was still living in the condos right by. Sometimes me too, actually. So, because um, me and my parents they brought me to see somebody over down in Wayne, New Jersey, because I live in New Jersey. I live in northern New Jersey, so let's see here. Like I said, I live in northern New Jersey, so um, and we went to see this doctor over in Wayne, right by where Willowbrook Mall is, right. And nowadays they have Dave and Buster's there, so. And they told me that I'm autistic like, so. Really? Texas? What town in Texas or city? Because there's one because um, there's one baseball team from Texas that I hate the most, which is the Houston Astros. Because and I hate the Houston Astros. Dallas, that's where the Cowboys are from. The football team, the Dallas Cowboys. So, and they said I was autistic like because that was back when my parents lived in the condos right by where Action Park is in Vernon, New Jersey. Well, it's no longer Action Park. They changed it to Mountain Creek to avoid backlash because in case anyone doesn't know what Mountain Creek is, it used to be a water park in Vernon, and a lot of people got hurt while going to that park, and they even made it into a documentary on Max called Class Action Park, and they talked about the controversy about the about Action Park. So, and when I was really little, my parents lived right by Action Park. Really? Action Park or Mountain Creek? So, and also, even though, yeah, it was really bad. And yeah, a lot of people got hurt while going to Action Park. And my parents absolutely strictly forbade me to go to Action Park. Yeah, I was really little back then, so. Yeah, and they made it into a documentary. So, and also, and I want to talk about the fact that I want to be able to curb my stimming permanently, not temporarily, permanently, because I want to be able to get it under control. So this way, I want to be able to get on with life. Yeah, I want to be able to get on with everyday life without having to worry about stimming, especially in public places, because that's not going to help me move forward. Yeah, well, it can, because, I don't want people to think there's something very wrong with me. Oh, um, and also, in conclusion, I know the fact that I have a lot of support from my wonderful friends that are local, and I have even more support nationwide as well. So, yeah, in conclusion, because I have a lot of nationwide support as well, because I've been dealing with this stimming issue almost my entire life, and it's part of autism. So, all right, folks, I'm going to have to wrap things up for tonight. Continue to subscribe, and I will talk about how I can reduce more stimming in the future. So, good night, folks. See you next time, and enjoy yourself. God bless.